I don't know. The fourth episode? Oh wait, hold on, hold on.
Imagine a place.
That needs to go into my fucking queue. We're gonna watch this first.
What's good, YouTube? Today, 1cloud9 is back. Okay, let me stop. I should be taking this a lot more serious than I am. My former editor slash friend, Alex Gordine, dropped an exposed video claiming that I scammed him because I didn't pay him when he wanted to get paid. But also, you clickbaited everybody. I got scammed. You did not get scammed. And also, I got proof that he didn't get scammed. Here's the Cash App receipt. I paid this man. You know, he even said I paid him later in the video, but he just tried to sneak by it. Before we really get deep into this, I need to preference this that
Bro,
Alex
I watched
severely
the other one.
downplayed
People like
how
watching the
close
scam
we
video
were.
earlier.
At one point, me and Alex
Shit is
were
crazy.
brothers. I trusted him with a lot of
This
information.
Cloud is like a big streamer. He's a big YouTuber. He has 650,000 subscribers. He's a dope ass dude.
I didn't scam him when I paid him his money. But I really want to open your eyes to what his video is. It's not an expose, it's an invasion of privacy in a slander video. But my response is to show you that the reason why he posted his video is not to get justice, because he's already been paid. It's not to warn or prepare people because he didn't. Why do you think he made this video? Well, I can tell you, for attention. And there's a lot of evidence and examples I'm going to show you in this video that proves that. Also, a telltale sign of this is that he's deleting every single positive comment about me or calling out the hypocrisy or the holes in the story that are glaringly obvious completely from the internet. But luckily, my team has already screenshotted these as proof. And like I was saying before, his title and thumbnail is clickbait. I never said I wasn't gonna pay you your money. That's a bold-faced lie. And I am not a demon, so I don't know why you put devil horns on me. Like, god damn. And again, you're doing all of this over a situation that has been resolved and handled over half a year ago. If this issue was so bad that you had to make an
Might have to bed moment, but have a good night. Good night, my boy.
Ago, gang? And in this video, I'm finna give you the
Yeah,
full
bro.
story on this whole
I'm not gonna lie.
negotiations.
I'm gonna say this right now. The video we watched early, or I watched earlier, was from Astral Dior. He was reacting to the guy saying that he was a scammer, saying 1cloud was a scammer. And the entire time he was glazing himself. And at the end of the day, he showed he paid him. Even though he was laughing at his stupid ass messages, he did pay him at the end of the day. So I don't think Cloud is a scammer. It just seems like some weird beef, to be honest.
If you couldn't tell, there was a lot of context and holes in his story. So let's start off with this ego thing. See, one of the biggest claims that Alex made in this video is that I have a major ego. Now, for this claim, he doesn't really provide any real evidence. He honestly just says I have an ego a lot. But funny enough, a lot of this shit you said about me, I feel like you were honestly projecting. For instance, this one clip I'm finna show you, he tries to get off this take that I'm egotistical and resentful and jealous of him. Yet, he says this about me.
You know, I'm not saying that I'm the, most like person that everybody wants to hate on, but I'm a handsome guy. I'm very talented. And like I said, he asked me for a lot of advice because I was so well versed despite me being the smaller creator. So
yeah, bro.
like
Bro is so on his own dick. I'm not gonna lie, when somebody talks like that, that shit is weird. Why is he so on his own dick? It sounds like he fucking took his ribcage out to suck his own shit. I'm not
better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been yet. It was kind of like,
what are you talking about, gang?
That's why the algorithm.
Say I got an ego. I'm jealous. I'm resentful. But yet, you not only said that you're funnier than me, you're more creative than me, you're a better editor, but you also made a claim that the only reason why I'm bigger than you is because the algorithm blessed me, but it just magically didn't bless you.
Chatbox talk.
I'm not gonna lie, that's tough.
Work.
Holy fuck. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not paying for premium.
But the clip keeps getting worse, bro. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, it was kind of like he envied me a little bit. And, Cloud's whole perspective.
I envied you. Nah, bro, hold on. Let me watch this shit again.
I was a better editor. I had a better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm the same way he has been yet. It was kind of like he envied me a little bit. And,
So after you said this, did you not think that, maybe, just maybe, this may sound a little hypocritical? Because I'm hearing a lot of envy, but it ain't coming from me, gang. Nigga was on here yapping about, yeah, because I'm so much better than Cloud. And if the algorithm would just suck my dick like it apparently be sucking his, I would be so much bigger than him, But yeah, anyways, though, that's why he envies me so much. Like, what? That's not only one of the most egotistical things I've ever heard. Also, you have shown plenty of text in this video, not only supporting you, congratulating you on your success, but also I have reacted to multiple of your videos on my 1cloud9's channel. If I was jealous of you, Why would I support you that much? That makes no sense. In this video, Alex also spent some time talking about
Cloud is
how
wrong,
I
gang.
struggle to pay editors on time. And this is a real issue. I'm gonna keep it a beam. I'm a busy guy and I have a lot of editors to pay. And sometimes I may be a day or two late. But one thing that I did to combat this fault, I will give an extra added bonus because of my inconvenience. But one thing he tried to accuse me of is delaying paying editors because I get some sick kick or fetish out of it. Like, he thinks that like I jerk off just thinking of the thought of not paying my editors. Like, what the fuck?
Cloud will purposely like drag his feet to not pay people because it's like an ego thing. Like, just because he knows he can and he feels good knowing that people asking him for money. You know what I mean?
No,
I will say, when I first heard this, I was like, how do you know that? Did he say that shit to you? Because he was kind of dragging it, bro. Like, nonstop dragging the fact that Cloud has an ego and this, and that, and the third. He didn't really give no real examples other than one example, and it kind of was like, He said some shit about him not buying groceries for some girl and her getting mad at him and Cloud not standing up for him. But like, brother, it's a woman who, like, just say like it is what it is. What the fuck I don't know. He's a little bit of a softie in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
and I know what you mean. How about maybe, just maybe, I am busy. I consistently post on 2 channels. I post a reel or short every single day. I also have other editors to attend to. And let's not forget, I am a human being. I have other things to do and other responsibilities in my life. Just because I can't get back to you when you want me to doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I'm just simply busy. And I want y'all to start paying attention to something. Throughout this video, every single time somebody doesn't do exactly what Alex wants them to do at that exact moment, he says they have an ego. Remember that. Also, let me make this transparently clear because he tried to make it seem like I always pay my editors late. Usually I pay all of my editors on Sunday and I try to pay all of them the same day. And if not, it'll be like that Monday morning, like at 2 to 3 a.m. because I stay up super late. Like, bro, you're acting like I waited 5 days to pay you every single time. Like, bro, that doesn't happen. Also, some of the screenshots, he tries to make it seem like
there was one time he showed.
I didn't just Apple pay him his payment. I would also Cash App his payment. Like in this one screenshot right here, I literally Cash Apped him the money. Yet he tried to make it seem like I never paid him. Once again, trying to manipulate these screenshots and making it seem like I'm doing something that I'm not. And as you see right here, this is proof that I do pay editors a bonus because I pay
1,250.
I think around this time I was paying like 200 per video. He did 5 videos, as you see. That equals to 1,000, and also an additional $250 added on to his original payment as bonuses. That is performance based, but also the late fee because, as you see, I never paid him on Sunday. So even though yes, I do have inconveniences, unfortunately, I do make sure they're fully compensated for my mistakes and inconveniences. The funny thing about the
$250 extra dollars.
Video, he did say,
"Let me be an editor, Cloud. Cloud, I know how to edit, bro.
It's really just me compensating.
God damn.
Already been owed. He basically tried to say that since I underpay my editors. But if you look at the price graph, I pay Alex $150 per video. Usually I got a good bonus in there, so let's say 175 to even potentially 200. And later in this video, he makes a claim that on average, it takes him 4 hours to make a video for me. If you do the math, if I'm paying you $200 for 4 hours of work, you're getting paid $50 an hour. Do you understand how much money that is per hour basis? Only 5 to 8% of the world makes over $50 an hour. Yet you're complaining about that. And again, even if you wanted to be paid more, you could have just discussed it with me. Another thing about this payment fiasco, right? What Alex chooses not to tell you in this video is that he was fine with me paying him not with a contract. I paid him like this for over a year. It actually benefited him that I paid him under the table because I wasn't binded by contract to only pay him a certain amount. If he was under contract, he knew he wouldn't get bonuses like he did, which is why he was fine without being on contract until I told him we were putting him on contract. The contract was never his idea. But back to my main point. But something that also tells to your character is your invasion of my privacy, because not only did you expose private...
Oh shit. I just muted this fucking video. I will say, if I ever text somebody and then I end up seeing my text messages in a fucking video, you will never hear from me again. The most you're going to see in the text message is going to be yeah and no. That's it. But that's weird, bro. Like, that shit is so weird. I don't care how much you hate me. Bro, that expose shit, you really ready to cut me off, gang. I'm not going to lie. That's fucking wild.
throughout this whole video, some of which didn't even add to prove to your point. You just exposed it to expose it. For example, you exposing information about my bank account.
But brag to me on the phone and go, you know, I'm gonna be honest. He's like, ever since 2022 or 2023 when I first blew up and I
Yeah,
made so much money,
this
he
was
like,
crazy.
I feel uncomfortable if I don't have at least 100,000 in my bank account.
You know,
This is
part
crazy.
Why would you say this? Like, and also, why would I just randomly bring this up? In this conversation we were having, you asked me how much I made, and I told you that. Yet you used this clip and took the information that I told you, that you asked for, by the way, and used it to spin this narrative that I was just bragging. Like, what are we talking about? And let's not forget that I told you that information because you kept on telling me that I could trust you and you wasn't gonna tell nobody. Yet you told thousands of people on the internet. And also, Alex, why did you say the actual amount? Does your word not mean shit to you, brother? Because, again, you told me I could trust you. But obviously, you are showing us that you're not that much of a trustworthy person. Like, that's just so weird. But the thing that really pissed me off about this whole situation is not only were you invading on my privacy, but you were also invading on my manager's privacy. And one of his clients who, again, you leaked in the video for the sake of privacy reasons. You could at least have blurred the name of the person. But I know you're all waiting for me to address the contract situation, but I do have to mention one thing before we get there. Like I said, me and Alex were friends. Talk on the phone late night with each other.
Damn, bro.
Sounds crazy. We've gone on trips with each other. One of the trips that me and bro took with each other, pause, this sounds so gay. One of the trips that we both went on with other people, the other people are girls, just so you know, it doesn't sound like we were butt buddies, was the infamous PCB Florida trip. He actually mentioned this in his video. The summary of what he was trying to get off with this is that during this
So on
trip,
Outpost
my
doing our
friends
jobs,
bullied him,
W, the
and I
Outpost.
didn't defend him, which is why he had to get up out of there in his own words. He tried to make himself the victim in the situation with me being the bad guy. Now, if you had a brain, you could realize there's a lot of holes in that story. And the reason why there's a lot of holes in that story is because he lied throughout all of it. Because this story is a perfect exhibit of who this man, Alex Gordine, really is. So here's the backstory. Me and a couple of my friends decided to go to PCB. So the people who were going on this trip is me, my two homegirls, one of their friends, and I also invited Alex. See, Alex wanted to slide on one of my homegirls, aka the one that he said disrespected him. That disrespect, that rude behavior that he experienced never happened. You wanna know why? Because my homegirl barely even spoke to him the whole trip. But it's not because of what y'all think. See, on the drive down, my homegirl got a call about an urgent family emergency that honestly kind of fucked her up. The whole group was aware of this, including Alex, and we all tried our best to comfort her, except Alex, because all he was worried about is that she wasn't in the mood for him to try and slide on her and spit some game or whatever. Which, brother, read the fucking room. And what makes this situation worse is that he started to make the whole encounter about himself. I remember he wanted to talk to me in a separate room once we got into the B&B. And he started going off about how she was gloomy and she had a bad mood. And he even called her a moody, weird bitch. Mind you, she's going through something. You know this. Why are you saying this? It's not like she even was rude to him. She just had.
I'm gonna say right now, this is a lot different than what the fuck Alex said, because Alex in his original video said some shit like he wouldn't buy groceries for this girl, and so she started tweaking on him, and then he left because he felt uncomfortable because he had to sleep on the couch. I don't know, bro. This is weird, bro. This is weird because this is two different stories. I don't know. It's just word of mouth. Like, there's no way for me to know, oh, this person's telling the truth, this person's telling the truth. I don't know. I don't see a reason for me to believe anybody's lying, but there is a discrepancy in clout here. I'm not gonna lie. Cloud is a clouded up motherfucker, bro. Like 600 something K subscribers. And as he showed in the beginning of the video, the other guy, Alex, has like 22K and 2K on his two channels. I don't know, man.
And then went off to be by herself because she was actively.
What did bro say?
Which I kept on trying to tell him.
Basically, Alex said that Cloud is a scammer who doesn't pay his editors because he has an ego and likes the feeling of being on top. And this is Cloud's response to all the bullshit. This is 1cloud, one of my favorite YouTubers, honestly. I watch him all the time. Like, he's a React channel, but I fuck with React channels, I'm not gonna lie. And unfortunately, lately, I have not been fucking with, like, I don't want to name any names, but there's a few creators I used to watch as a jit that I don't really watch anymore. But I fuck with 1Cloud. 1Cloud's pretty cool. Astro Dior is pretty cool. Dean is pretty cool. Fucking streamer. I mean, streamers and YouTubers, basically.
Kept on rambling about how he was uncomfortable because the mood was bad. And throughout this whole situation, he only really cared about his feelings and nobody else. And he was trying to find a way to bring the focus back on him. It was just.
I will say though, I believe that because in the video he made, he sounds like a fucking dickhead. Like, I'm such an amazing editor. That's why Cloud needed me. I'm such an amazing editor. Yada yada yada. I'm even though I'm the smaller creator, I'm such a great editor. Blah 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 blah. And I know everything about thumbnails. Bro.
5 hours later.
So weird. And then he proceeded to damn near have a mental breakdown for no reason, talking about how he regrets coming on the trip, how my friends were weird. And it just didn't make sense because nobody said anything to him. I to this day, I don't understand why he did this. Mind you, all of this is happening on the first day. He's only known these people for a few hours. And then he told me that he wanted to go home. Brother, the trip just started. The only thing we did was go get groceries. Besides that, we've been at the B&B the whole time. What do you mean? And funny enough, he did mention the grocery part in his video where he complained that my friends were trying to make him pay for all of the groceries when that's not the case. We were all finna split groceries as a group until you said you didn't want to pay, to where my friends responded with, okay, cool, and then they paid for the groceries. You never spent a dime and it was never a big issue. Like, you were literally just creating problems in your head and trying to find a way for you to somehow play the victim in a situation where there's no reason for you to be the victim. Also, you were just making everything about yourself. So after like 2 hours of us being in this room, me trying to console you, it got to the point where you kept on saying you wanted to go home. So trying to be a good friend, I said to you, yo, if you really do want to go home, I'll pay for your flight. I help you pack your bags and you can go and it'll be all cool. And next thing you know, Alex was flying home. And the night before his flight, he begged me to let him sleep in my closet in my room because he was scared that one of the girls is going to do something to him. The girl who was currently crying in her room because she's sad about a family situation that barely even knows you. That's the girl that you're scared of. Like, he was literally beefing with thin air. Like, I don't understand it. And the craziest part about the situation is that after this all happened and he got back home, he tried to blame me for the situation. Like, at first he sent me a text saying thank you after he got home from his flight. But then a couple days later, we got on a call. And not only did he take back his thank you, but he also told me that me buying him a flight was the least I could do because of the situation that I put him in, and blamed the whole situation on me for bringing my friends around him. Mind you, again, I've said this like 50 times. They didn't do a fucking thing to him, bro. We was only there for a couple.
I mean this in all seriousness. Is Alex on the spectrum? Because this don't make sense. Like, either somebody's lying hardcore or somebody has like a mental disorder. Bro, like,
hours. How could they even get the fucking chance?
And that's fine, but like,
of course, after this, we fell out because, like, bro, I'm like, no, bro, that's too much, man. And I tried to ask him for my $350 that I spent on the flight back because, of course, he didn't appreciate it. But this was the text he sent me. Yeah, Alex, technically, I feel like you owe me money. Maybe I should make an exposed video on you. Also, this is how you depicted my friend in your video.
One of Cloud's friends, these girls that he invited that I didn't know like that, one of them was extremely rude.
That's crazy, by the way.
Mind you, this girl hasn't done a single thing to you yet. You try to slander her by depicting her like this for no reason. Yet you're trying to accuse them of bullying you. Like, yo, you show so many signs of being a hypocrite in this video. It's crazy. Hey, but now we know your character. But I don't know if y'all peep something. Throughout this whole video, Alex has shown plenty of signs of narcissism. And I'm not just saying this for no reason.
I agree with that.
Break this down with me. He has shown plenty of signs of being selfish, weirdly egotistical, envious, insane amounts of self-centeredness to the point where he literally negates other people's tragedy. And again, when he doesn't get his way, he resorts to bullying other people, but then tries to call himself the victim and blaming other people for his mistakes instead of looking internal. Like that ass, he's been victim maxing this whole time, bro. I don't know how he's still doing it.
Victim maxing is crazy.
Literally terms to describe a narcissist. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. Because if you go through the comments that he actually deleted, a lot of them were calling him out for his hypocrisy. But of course, he deleted those because he couldn't stand people disagreeing with him or even criticizing him for that matter, which yet again is another sign of narcissism. And when other YouTubers reacted to your video, they also pointed out these same signs that I'm noticing.
Bro, I'm not trying to sleep on the couch out in the open when there's this girl that all of a sudden just hates me, is walking around at night potentially just because
I'm gonna go ahead and call a spade a spade. You sounding like a bitch right now, brother.
Yeah, bro.
About this girl hates me, walking around like, what's this got to do with Cloud, bro? Big brother advice. As a man, you walking around expecting other people to stick up for you, that's not how this life shit gonna go, bro.
out in the open when there's this
That's
girl
what I
that
thought
all
too,
of a sudden
bro. It's
just
weird.
hates me, is walking.
Man, what? Bro, you need to boss up, my nigga. What she gonna do?
So it's almost like because
What she
Kyle
gonna do?
sometimes saw that, you know, I was the better editor. I had a better personality. I just so happened to start later than him and just haven't got blessed by the algorithm.
This is the same video I watched. This is Astro Dior. W Man's.
Kind of like he.
Like, what?
This is not a wild claim, and I feel like at this point in the video, you can see why I'm saying that. But the main reason why I'm bringing this up is because Alex's ego is a big reason why these contract negotiations went the way they did. Because something he forgot to mention to y'all about these contract negotiations is not only was he being insanely difficult in them, he was also trying to borderline scam us and then blamed us for not letting him do it. And I'm not saying that to negate any wronghood or blame from myself on how I acted in these negotiations. But let me break it down. Fast forward about 3 months, and I was looking for new editors on my main channel. And because I got desperate, I'm gonna just keep it a beam, I ended up reaching back out to Alex and asking him to edit for me, which was the stupidest thing I've done this whole fucking video. Like, I already knew his character. I seen his character. How do I let him back in? But if I'm being honest, to his credit, the reason why I reached back out is because he does get videos out fast. But I was being lazy and didn't want to find new editors, bro. I was trying to look past all of the red flags I seen, to be completely honest with you, for my own benefit. Short-term benefit at that. I fucked up. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this whole encounter. Anyways, we had a call. He did apologize for a good amount of the things he said. And we found a decent equilibrium to continue to work with each other again. But maybe a month into working with each other, me and my manager decided that we wanted to start doing contracts. The reason why is just to be a little bit more professional. So I told all my editors, yo, we're doing contracts. And you know, the thing I really do hate about Alex's video, he never tells the full story, not once. Because during negotiations with Alex, I let Justin do the talking for the most part. But the one thing that I did do was verbally agree beforehand with all my editors on how much they wanted to be paid per video, just so we didn't have no confusions and back and forth about that. Me and Alex agreed on $150 per video. I remember when we was on a phone call, I kept on asking him, yo, if you want more, let me know right now. And he said 150 is fine. But the next week when he started negotiating with Justin, instead of asking for that 150, he asked for 200. When Justin asked him, yo, why are you asking for 200? Didn't you and Cloud agree on 150? Alex said, yeah, we verbally agreed on that, but we didn't write it on paper though. And then he continued to say that verbal agreement that me and him had didn't really matter.
What?
Interesting. I mean, you could say that. It's an opinion. I don't know if that's the right one, but I do know that since you think that about verbal agreements, then you shouldn't mind me breaking one of our verbal agreements because they don't really matter, right? Interesting. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Spoiler alert, him saying this did come back to bite him later in the video, but back to it. As you should probably know if you watched Alex's video.
I did watch Alex's video.
Alex asked for a lot of things in this contract. A lot of things that he said was reasonable, but me and
okay, so in the contract, he asked for $200 a video. He said if anything was over 40 minutes of footage to edit, he would need $50 extra for every 5 minutes. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's fucking nuts. He said a late fee of $25 a day. Fair enough, whatever. If motherfucker's been late, that's fair enough. He was paying you more than that for being late. He showed it. So I mean, he doesn't care about that shit. Then he said an overtime fee if it took him longer than 4 hours to edit, it would be $50 every hour after that. And then there was a fucking, what is that shit called? Performance bonus. If it hit 500K, he would need an extra $100, and every 100K after 500K, he would need another extra $100. Some of that shit is nuts to me. I don't agree with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking dumb. The performance bonuses, it is what it is. But if you're gonna tell me that the only reason Cloud's content is growing or getting a lot of views is because you edited it, you got too much of a fucking ego, my guy. It is an important part, don't get me wrong, but it's not the only part. So why do you, I don't know, bro.
And my manager
I
did
don't
not
know.
agree with that statement because, to be honest, it looked like he was trying to scam us. The first thing we didn't agree to was the overtime. See, like I said before, I paid Alex a
Overtime.
flat rate for each video. But in this contract, he wanted to get paid for every additional hour that he spent on this video, stating that on average he only spent 4 hours per video. So basically, if he ever worked more than 4 hours on a video, he expected to get paid $50 for every additional hour that he got paid. So let's say he worked 8 hours on a video. Instead of getting 200 flat rate, he would get 400. But he never included a way for us to actually track his hours. He just wanted us to trust his word on how many hours he worked.
That's nuts
there's a
to me.
big problem with that. He could say he worked 10 hours and get an extra $300 for a video, when in all reality, he only worked 3. So because of that, of course, we couldn't accept that. The next one we really didn't agree with was the corrections. Alex wanted to get paid a certain extra fee for every single correction he had to make in the video. Let's say he gets me back a video and I say audio or this or that wasn't right? He would have to go back and fix his mistakes. In this contract, he wanted me to pay him for fixing his own mistake. Like, brother, how does that make sense? And I don't know why he thought we would agree to these terms, but it's obvious he's trying to get over on us. And that
Revisions. Revisions are different than corrections. If I'm edit a video and I'm like, yo, this is popping, and then I send it to you and you say, I don't like the way this is, it's not technically a mistake. It's something you don't like, and that's fair. But if you see my work, I'm doing my work the same way I do all my other works. It's not like I'm gonna be purposely fucking your shit up. If you trust me, I don't know if they trust Alex type shit, but if you trust me, throw me a little extra 10, a little extra 20 to like go through this shit, fix it up how you wanted it, type shit. But to automatically go to like, oh, you fucked this up, so it's wrong. No, there's just different ways to edit shit. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways to edit videos and shit. That's so weird. That's the one thing I don't agree with so far in this entire video.
overtime one is just an obvious scam. So because we didn't see eye to eye, we continue negotiations. But just because you ask for things in a contract doesn't mean we have to say yes. See, Alex doesn't see things like that. In the section of his video where he was talking about contracts, he started to ramble about how when we were negotiating with him, we were trying to play an ego battle with him. His evidence for these claims is that when he gave us a demand he wanted, we would counter with an offer we wanted. And he basically said we were trying to downplay his greatness and that we were only doing that to ego and spite him.
But it's like, once they finally sent me the contract after I asked for the stipulations that we both agreed upon, the contract...
That's cap. We both did not agree on that.
Damn near didn't even have half of the stipulations that I put in there. It was like I was having to basically keep on saying the same thing that we already agreed upon. And it's like, you know, Cloud's manager would be like, yeah, I'm handling like a meeting with so-and-so rich creator.
Could you have not at least blurred Justin's client out of the screenshot? Because again, all the blurring of private names in this video is being done by me.
Kind of like I said, it's like an external validation, like power.
Super weird.
Of being at the top of the food
I
chain.
will say, if you're talking to a manager, the motherfucker don't have nothing to do with Cloud. He don't got an ego. He's a manager. You're releasing a client. Like, I think in the original video he said something about like Adidas or somebody else, somebody like really big. It was so weird to me to see that shit just in messages.
They want other people to be on the bottom. So when
this doesn't make sense at all. He told you he was busy, and then he gave you evidence that he's busy. Like, what more can you ask for? We were simply just working on other things, and we made you aware of that. Yet you're still tripping about it. And then you claim that we had an ego because of this. Genuinely, how does us being busy equal to us having an ego? That just doesn't make sense to me.
A guy like me who knows his own worth comes with my own agreements in a contract because they just thought they were going to give me a contract and I was just going to sign it because they thought I just really needed the money or something.
No, we didn't. Like, why are you even assuming that, bro?
It was almost like they were like trying to play this ego battle with me, whereas they were trying to get as much out of me while trying to give
Ego
as little.
battle?
Don't freak out when I tell you this, but that's called negotiating. We don't have to agree to your terms. And the overall goal of a contract negotiation is for both sides to come to a compromise, which was what my manager was literally trying to do right here in this very own screenshot. Yet for whatever reason, you called this ego. How are we egoing you by trying to compromise with you? That makes no sense. But yet again, chat, we keep on seeing the recurrent themes. He is trying to play the victim. He is victim maxing.
Victim maxing is crazy.
He's trying to play the victim, man.
Much out of me while trying to give as little, which, hey, to a degree, that's business, right? But like I said, I thought we were friends. Like I said, Cloud would always call and ask me for advice on things. We would hang out, we chill with each other, you know what I'm saying? So I assumed like we were cool, and it's like the thing I'm asking for, you know, isn't unrealistic anyways, and I've already done so much work for you, paid and for free, you know, at a fast rate.
First off, we don't think the contract is reasonable. Why do you think we're negotiating? Second, now you want us to be unprofessional and just agree to your contract because we're friends, yet you was just dragging on.
That's why it's hard, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever start your own business, you start doing some shit on your own, it's gonna make you money and you run the entire thing. It's hard to be friends with people and have them do stuff for you and then pay them. Because the lines get blurred, people start feeling a certain way. People get this ego, like, oh, I'm your homie, why aren't you helping me out more than everybody else? But like at the end of the day, motherfuckers gotta be financially stable. Things gotta be in order. It gotta be respectful type shit. Like I don't know. It's a weird line to cross type shit.
Us for being unprofessional because we were simply busy and couldn't text you back right away. Does this not sound like manipulation? He's basically saying, shut up and sign this scammy ass
Manipulation
ass contract just because it's me and we're friends. Even though I'm trying to scam you right now and I'm good for it.
No offense to the Cloud, but that's how he no, you say manipulation. He said manipulation.
Huh?
The thing I'm asking for, you know, isn't unrealistic.
It's funny as fuck,
and I've
bro.
already done so much work for you, paid and for free, you know, at a fast rate, at a high quality. What more could you want, right? So honestly, it felt more and more like I was just getting the runaround and disrespected almost. You know what?
We disrespecting you because we didn't want to accept your contract. What are we talking about? Like, what? So if you can't tell by now, these contract negotiations were absolutely hell with Alex because he was doing shit like that. We would try to compromise with him, but he wasn't having it. And he either wanted his contract his way or the highway. And you want to know something even crazier about these negotiations? He talks so much shit about my manager in the video, but behind the scenes, my manager was really trying to negotiate and in my opinion, was trying to help him. And Justin even convinced me to agree to some of your stipulations because he's seen where you were coming from. However, since we didn't agree to all of your stipulations, you weirdly accused us of having an ego. But because you were so mad, you decided to put him on the thumbnail. Again, exposing his privacy for no reason. Chat, do y'all understand how crazy that is? Justin is a private person. Nobody in my community would even know who he is. There's literally no reason to put him on a thumbnail, even if you really don't like the guy. And he was trying to help you. Even the people who try to help you, you still stab them in the back when they don't do exactly what you want them to do. But then you still try to play the victim card.
I will say, just me hearing like Cloud's explanation of it, even if Alex is in the right, this looks so fucking bad on Alex in a lot of ways. But a lot of brands and a lot of people will look at this and be like, I don't want to fuck with you now because you fucked over Cloud and his manager, who nobody knows. I didn't know who the fuck Justin was when I watched the video. I had never heard of him until this video came out. It's weird. Like, that's why you gotta be on your P's and Q's, the internet shit, the business shit, all that shit, bro. Like, if people feel like they can get some clout off you, They'll do whatever.
Like, brother, what are we talking about? You have done this throughout this whole situation, not only with me and
I
Justin,
would
but
have
with me and my
had
friends.
someone blast him in
Mind
his
you,
sleep.
in this
Okay.
one week, we
Okay,
actually
Elite.
signed all 3 of our other editors. And it wasn't because we did anything different with them. They were just willing to negotiate. But the reason why we couldn't get our contract done, Alex, is because you weren't trying to negotiate with us. You was just trying to fuck us over. And because he wasn't getting his way, he decided to hold out on editing videos. Mind you, throughout this whole time frame of us getting this contract done, he's been editing videos for me and I have been paying him. But just because we weren't letting him bend us over, oil us up, and fuck us over, he decided to hold out. So you want to know what we decided to do? Hold out his last payment until he either agreed to start negotiating with us again properly, or in the worst case scenario, we fire him and then we would just pay him after we know the negotiations are completely finished. And in dealing with a situation like this, it is extremely hard to keep it professional, especially when you know somebody's trying to screw you over and you're trying to work with them, but they're just not budging. But that is not an excuse to be unprofessional. As a man, you still got to stay strong. And even though I don't think I was wrong completely in this next section, there is for sure things that I think
What the fuck you going on?
I'm coming to y'all as a man,
I'm watching a video from
right
iCloud
now
or
before we
OneCloud.
get into this. But here's where
He's
I
a
really feel like
decently
I
sized
fucked
YouTuber
up.
and streamer.
At this point, it was obvious he wasn't actually going to properly negotiate with us. We should have just ended the contract negotiations there. I should have just paid him at that time, because even if we got him in a good contract, you don't want people like this who are trying to get over on you to be around your circle. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and I really do regret this. I don't think I was really in this contract negotiation to actually get it solved anymore. I just wanted to be petty. He was trying to be petty to us. So I wanted to be petty to him. And again, this is right. Accountability and say, I fucked up. Because after this, me and Justin decided to just stop talking to him for about 3 days, just so we could figure out a valid plan of how we were going to attack this. And we even attempted to try and negotiate with him one final time before we did this little silence. But again, like you could probably expect, he wasn't budging, his way or the highway. So we gave him the highway. But on day 2 of our silence, I found out from one of my other editors that Alex had called him, told him about the current contract negotiations we were going through, and even suggested that he'd hold out with Alex. And of course, after only hearing one side of the story, he wanted to help his bro out. So he went to bat for Alex against me and Justin, even contemplating taking Alex's suggestion to hold out with him. But once we told bro the full extent of the story, he quickly decided that this wasn't his battle to fight and decided to back out of this whole controversy smartly, because he realized Alex had sent him on a dummy mission to go take a bullet for him without.
So the blackmail that Alex brought up in his original video was him contacting Cloud's other editors that not make videos for him? Yo, I've never heard of some pussy shit like that in my life. That's like, it's like if you work at a factory and like somebody's upset and they're like, you're a part of the union now. We don't work today. We're going on strike. And you're like, brother, I need money. What the fuck do you mean we're on strike? Your ass gonna go into work. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Especially with this bullshit. Like, I don't know.
Properly
Alex sounds like a goofy. No bullshit.
He was willing to do it for you because y'all were boys and you took advantage of that. Basically using that editor that he called his friend. Like, bro, if we was really like dickheads for real, we could have fired that other editor. And that would have been Alex's fault, but he didn't care because he was just trying to get his
weird,
way.
bro.
That's fucked up. I'm gonna be
honest.
honest.
Nah, that's weird.
We should have just cut ties with Alex, paid him his money, and then went about our way. But again, we didn't, due to me being petty. 2 days later, you sent me a text demanding your money and also threatening to sue if we didn't pay your money. And you got mad that I laughed at your message, which again, I'll admit, that was me being petty. But the reason why I laugh is that I thought it was funny that you threatened to sue me. And another reason why I laughed is because wasn't Alex just talking about how verbal agreements don't matter early on in these negotiations? Yet he was threatening to sue me over a verbal agreement that, again, his words, he said doesn't actually matter. Yet he wants me to stand 10 toes on my verbal agreement to him when it benefits him. Remember how I told y'all that's gonna come back to bite him? But in the message I sent you back, I told you that we were paying you your money money. And as y'all know, for my payment cycles, I paid every single Sunday. But I also told you that I'm paying you on our time, not yours, and that I don't have to honor the verbal agreement. Because remember, by your words, verbal agreements don't matter. Bet that. We're playing by your rules now. And that's honestly just what I was thinking at the
Cloud
time.
is so
I thought a
petty,
spade
bro.
was a spade. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse my actions. I should have just paid him right
Cloud
then and
is so
there and
petty.
moved on with my life. But I wanted to be petty. So the situation kept on continuing. But I never actually
That's funny
did
as
pay him that
fuck.
Sunday.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
paid him a day before. And the reason for that is because Alex tried to blackmail me. Alex sent me a long villain monologue text saying I shouldn't have trusted him, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have did that, and that he was gonna text some of my personal friends that he had met that I said nasty, violent, absurd, and scandalous things about them, which most of them, of course, were not true. Or for the most part, extremely over-exaggerated, or just so petty that nobody would give a fuck. Like, I think for one of these people, he said that I had said that their grills were fake or some shit. It's like, what? Huh? Matter of fact, I actually took the messages and told all of my friends exactly what they said on them, and none of them cared. But he told me if I didn't pay him that exact day, exactly when he wanted, even though, again,
Yo, mind you, I don't want to put Brody on blast, but he's 19 apparently. Bro looks a good 26. Like, he looks the same age as me. I'm not gonna lie. He looks old as fuck. Why the fuck does he look so old, bro? But I look so like, I look 40 type shit. I'm 26. He looks 26, but he's like 19. Nah, Gen Z got fucked in the ass. I'm not gonna lie.
One day away from just getting the payment. If you just had waited, you would have got that shit on Sunday, brother. But if I didn't pay him immediately, that he would send the text out to all those people. Which I don't know why this was his attempt at blackmail. Because even, let's say there was some crazy shit in them text messages. If you sent those, you do know that you would never get that payment again. Because like what? Like that's why it didn't make sense. Why would I send you the payment after you did what you said you were going to do on the blackmail? It doesn't really make that much sense. And also, it's not like he didn't know he was going to get paid. He knew he was going to get paid the next week, which is why I actually think he decided to do this on Saturday just to try to be petty with us and try to force me to pay it one day early. But honestly, with this blackmail attempt, you put yourself at such a risk because, like I said before, I was going to pay you. But if I was really a dickhead for real, I could have looked at that and been like, oh, fuck no, you're blackmailing me. You're never getting your money again. Which is why you can see in the messages, I laughed. And I even pointed this shit out. And I'm going to be honest, at this point, I wanted to keep this shit going. I wanted to just wait one more day and really just irritate this man. But I don't know if it was the shock that he tried to blackmail me or the fear that he might attempt something more serious than blackmail the next time he tries to get me. Like potentially dropping a video on the whole topic, exposing the whole situation without context. Just a random idea. But I was like, yeah, let's end this. I think what helped is that I was just going to pay him the next day. So it's like, okay, you waited one more day to pay him. That really will show him. Like, it's like, bro, if he's willing to do this for his money, gang, just give it to him. Because honestly, I really didn't want to see what he came up with next. Was he going to accuse me of false grape or some shit? Like, I was over this shit.
Oh my God.
I paid him. And yeah, that was the last I heard of him until now. So,
bro, I don't want to pay premium. Get the fuck off my screen. Oh my God.
You want to know something funny? After this whole controversy ended, he sent my manager this message to where Justin responded, but Alex didn't see it because Alex blocked him. But in this message, Justin responded to him in a mature way. And also, this could double as evidence that everything that I said in this video did actually happen because Justin sent this message over 6 months ago. And also, breaking news, Alex dropped a second diss video before I could even get my first one out. He's trying to call out the reactors that reacted to it and called out the obvious holes in your story and trying to say that I paid them. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're just trying to get attention. It's just sad at this point, bro. It's desperate. But as y'all see, I didn't scam this man. I was just being petty towards him. And that's kind of the end of the situation. Like I said,
yeah, we all knew he didn't scam him. I was actually curious about what like Cloud had to say for this shit because it was weird, but it wasn't like egregious. You know it's bad when Cloud is speaking proper English. Okay. Bro, I can't lie. You put this together well. Yeah, you paid bro late, but you definitely structured the video well, backed up your claims, and took accountability. Lil Durk said, "What? Watch who you call your homie." No bullshit. Corey X Kitchen and Mavatak, 1cloud and Alex. Okay. Some of your fans acting like you killed the motherfucker. All you did was pay him late and were petty. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew this shit already. Type shit. Oh fuck.